Welcome, Chandra, to the PerFinEx podcast. You are the co founder of Destination Germany. For everyone who doesn't know Destination Germany or doesn't know you yet, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, Axel. Thank you so much for inviting me for this podcast. I'm super excited to be here. So, Destination Germany is an international recruiting company founded in 2021. So, I, along with my business partner Vincent, we started Destination Germany in order to help immigrants transform their lives by giving them the opportunity to come to Germany for getting a job and also living here long term. And this is what we help on a core level for the companies and for the candidates, international immigrants. And for the companies, what we are also trying to help is to help them get the employees from all over the world, because as you know, Germany is the market where it's facing a huge shortage in the talents. No matter what, like every day you see the news that okay, Fachkräftemangel, which is shortage of talents, that's what we are
Mhm.
seeing. And with the help of modern ways of recruiting, we are bringing back the companies to the time where they had enough applicants. And we do this with social media recruiting and running the campaigns in different social media platforms and help them to get the employees. So yeah, this is a short intro about Destination Germany, and I'm super excited to talk about you on different topics which can be a great help for immigrants looking to come to Germany for the job.
You just published on LinkedIn, which I liked a lot and which was a very surprising statistic actually from the migration data portal, that Germany has 15.8 million immigrants, which
Yeah.
is a total of 18.7 or 18.8% of the total population, the second highest immigration country in the world after the US, of course.
Yeah.
Why is that? What do you think? Why is Germany such an attractive location for expats?
Um, I mean, the interest for my interest was to understand where Germany stands when it comes to the immigration and when it comes to the population mix in the country. So I was super curious to know that what is the how where Germany stands, and that's why I started to dig deeper and understand better. To be honest, when I saw the data, I was super surprised. Okay, wow, okay, it's Germany is the second place or like the second country with a lot of immigrants. I was like, wow, this is super cool. And then started to understand, okay, why is this the case? Like, what is the major motivation for people to move to Germany and whatnot? So what is something that we should also keep in mind is that there are many people who are coming to Germany as a refugees, right? So there can be a bit of that population as well, and which also shows that to the outside world how welcoming Germany is for immigrants, right? So you can think that okay, they're accepting refugees and they're also treating refugees in such a good manner, and think about the way how you being a taxpayer would get treated when you come to Germany, right? So that is the thought process I think one should keep when they're thinking about Germany and the immigration, I guess, or the immigrants population. So some of the things that came to my mind when I asked myself, okay, what is making people to come to Germany? And I think there are a couple of points. So the first one is definitely is the powerhouse, right? Like if you think about Europe, I think Germany is the country which is economically providing lot of value to the Europe, I guess. So that's considered as a powerhouse. And when you think about economic powerhouse, this means that it won't come just out of thin air, right? So there have to be people working hard and working genuinely to build a value out of the country. And this is the reason why Germany is considered as an economic powerhouse. And when you think about it, this means that there are so many industries, so many opportunities, so many companies that are creating value out from Germany, and that requires manpower, right? So that requires manpower, and it could be that, or like not, it could be maybe the German population itself, the value that they have created, it's not possible for the German population itself to take care of it. That's why it attracts different population, like different people from different parts of the world, to come here and have a living, so that they can make a good living through by working in different companies in Germany. So I so what is something that I would like to also deep dive in the next days is that how many number of companies that are present in Germany per thousand inhabitants, because I have a strong feeling that this number is super high. Because I mean, what is super uncommon for someone like me coming from a developing country is that I live in a very small village called Iringen, which is 20 minutes drive from Freiburg. And any direction I go out of Iringen, out of my city, in 5 kilometer radius, I see a big industry standing out of nowhere, employing 3 to 5 thousand employees. And this is completely mind blowing to me, because there is one company, it's called Livio Research. It's in the city called, or like the town called Botzingen, and they manufacture the um, the wrappers for the tablets in the pharmaceutical industry. So basically, you get the tablets and it's packed in the plastic wrapper, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is, which is very unknown, is they provide 90% of the pharmaceutical industry in Germany. So they manufacture for the 90% of the customers or tablets, and it's nowhere in the middle of the small village, And what I got to know by researching on this topic is that when you compare the economies between US and Germany, this is something which many experts say that Germany did it right, because there are no crazy amount of big companies, but there are many smaller companies which are highly profitable, and that is throughout Germany. It's not that okay, only one place in the part of a country, it's throughout everywhere. And when there is a recession happening, it's not that everything goes down, like it's very highly improbable that every industries go south all at one single time, right? So that's not at all possible. So that's why, even though when there is huge recession going on in the US, yes, I'm completely with everyone that at the moment Germany is in recession, and it is true,
Mm-hmm.
of course, and we are also feeling it on a daily basis, right? Okay, the costs are going higher, but I feel that is a very short term thing. Just because of this, you should not worry about things, or like your decision should not be based on the current situation. So that
Yeah.
that being the case, I think yeah, this is what makes people attractive to come to Japan, because it's a economic for us and it provides a lot of opportunities.
I really like the way that you're thinking, because I'm kind of the same way, that you look at some thing, you see a number or a statistic or data or something, and you're like, why is that the case?
Yeah,
Like you mentioned, with Germany having the second highest immigration in the world, and ask yourself, why is that the case? Because I feel this why question gives you a lot of insights, and that's what people lack sometimes, that they just read the headlines, right, and then
yeah,
they draw their conclusions. So I like it a lot. And even though that's also what I experienced, that even though Germany is officially in a recession right now, as of recording this video,
yeah,
we have a lot of these hidden champions that you mentioned, like
yeah,
this rapper company for the
yeah.
pharmaceutical industry.
Mhm.
Those are family-led
Old business, yeah,
uh, companies. They're not on the stock market,
yeah,
like Destination Germany or PerFinEx, for example. We don't care about the stock price or
yeah,
investors or the next quarter or something like this, right? Like the big tech like Microsoft or Amazon or Netflix, when their stock was dropping, or Tesla, I think, is
yeah,
also a good example. We don't care about it. We care more for the core of Germany, these small and medium sized companies.
yeah.
They care more about the business and about the long term. And we will, if we just continue to be productive, then we'll stick through this recession.
100%. I mean, I strongly believe in that. So, I was posting one of the comments today in LinkedIn, and like someone from a non-German was typing the like sharing the comment that, hey, Germany is in the recession, and you are sharing that there are a lot of opportunities. Something don't match. Like, what is this about? So this is what exactly I explained to him. Like, yes, we are in the recession. There is no doubt about it, and we are also feeling it on a daily basis, that the grocery prices are going up and the electricity prices are going up. But it's not that we cannot make a living, right? So and there are still a lot of opportunities, especially for destination Germany. Like this is the time where we have the highest amount of projects that we are doing for the companies where to fill in the open positions, so on the macro level, and if you just follow news, then you feel like, oh wow, recession, things are going
Yeah,
south. But
typical
that's,
news.
yeah, typical news. The first thing that I want to tell everyone, or like my suggestion, is to stop watching news, because
I
it
completely agree.
nothing will you will get out of it. It's not that I'm not trying to make you dumb or something. When you want to dig deeper, you have internet. Just try to do your own research and get the things straight. It's not by watching news, the only thing that happens is that you get panic. That's it. There is no positive effect by watching
Yeah.
news, to be honest, for me. And yeah, so that's what I was also sharing. Hey, yes, on the macro level it's right, but on the micro level it is true. 50+% of the companies in Germany are facing problem with hirings, and they don't have the enough employees to work, plus the aging population, which is a huge factor for the next 10 to 15 years. So that's also the main reason why we are seeing all the reforms, right? Like in the laws for the international immigration, this is a major concern. So if the country don't act now, in 20 years they see a huge breakdown in the economy. And this is the things that I think we all should keep in mind while making the uh, decisions. Yeah.
Yeah, this is how Germany functioned over the last decades. Actually, if you look at the data, which we did a couple of weeks ago for a video,
Mhm.
that I think since the early 70s or early 80s or something like this, in
Yep.
Germany, there's more people dying than babies are being
True.
born.
That's
So
correct.
this immigration thing is not new. We had it for decades,
Yeah.
and now maybe you know more about this. I just did the classical mistake. I just read the headline,
Mhm.
but I read that it's easier now to immigrate to Germany because of what did they call it? The German green card or something
Yeah,
like
it's called
this?
opportunity card. Yeah, opportunity card. Yeah. So
Do
that's
you know
what.
more about it?
So I just have the high level overview of it. But in order to dig deeper, there are many resources which I can also share where people can check it out. So what I got to know is that opportunity card is very similar to how Canada is having with regards to their visa, where they make it point based, and there are many factors that they take into consideration while checking out the or like giving the points, and that is what they are doing. So the major reform that they are with this opportunity card is that currently for getting a job seeker visa, you would get only 6 months, and in this 6 months, you are not allowed to work in Germany. So that was the case at the moment, or that is
You
the
have a
case.
you have a job seeker's visa and you're not allowed
No,
to
like
work?
what I meant is
That
that
sounds super German.
you're not allowed to take the part-time job. That's what I meant. Like you when you're
Really?
yeah, that's the case. So you cannot take, like, let's say if you want to support your living, then you cannot go to a restaurant. If you are an IT person, then you cannot go to a restaurant and serve people to make your living. That is not possible at the moment. And they have changed it in the opportunity card, where you will get 1 year visa, and then you can work for 20 hours to make your living in Germany. So that's the major update. And then for the IT background in the job seeker visa, um, to get the blue card, it was 43,000 euros. But for the business background or non-IT background, it was 53,000 euros. But now they have reduced
Mm-hmm.
to, for everyone, 43,000 around, I guess. And then the other major reform that I remember of is that you can even bring your family members when you live in Germany. So before it was only your spouse and your wife, but maybe if your parents want to come and live with you, that was not possible. But now it looks like that you can also bring your parents to live in Germany. Of course, they are not
Ah,
eligible for the social security and whatnot. You have to take care of them yourselves.
yes.
But there is an option for you to get them to Germany. So these are the three main changes that I'm seeing. And to check out more, or like get more information, I can share with you the link which you can share in the description so that people can check it out.
Mm-hmm. There's probably also a lot going on because it's all very new, and we'll see
Sure.
what really comes
Yeah,
into reality later on.
that's true.
But when you bring your family, there's like the second thing that you mentioned in your post about the German education system. You call Germany the economic and the education hub of Europe.
Yeah, that's true. So why do I say it is because, I mean, German universities are quite well renowned all over the world. It feels like to me, and also the facilities that it gives, right? So I mean, of course, if you compare the universities in the US, I would say that it's not that they have a crazy exposure when it comes to the top universities and whatnot, but still the
Like
level of
Harvard and
exactly,
MIT, and yeah,
yeah,
which everybody knows. Yeah.
which everybody knows. But in Germany, yes, RWTH Aachen is something which is super nice university, and there are like this TU9 universities, which is technical university, top nine universities, but nobody knows them, or like it's not so famous like Harvard or Stanford, right? But when you check out, like I came here to do my master's degree, and the amount or the level of education that I got was super nice. And also, if you check out all the like the universities and the way how they yeah do the education, and also the provide the facilities are top notch. So that is some plus on top of that. To put the icing on the cake is that it's free, right? So of course there are many universities where you just pay just this semester fee and that's about it. But for like the major, like if you want to study in Harvard or Princeton or all this university, I think you need minimum of 100K dollars, if I'm not mistaken, or even more, I don't know.
Probably at least,
Yeah,
yeah.
at least. So here, yes, the universities are not well known, but to be honest, the level of education that you get, I don't think there is a compromise there. So with that, you also don't pay, or like you pay very minimal fees. So that's why I thought, okay, this is something that is super interesting, So and just to add on that, like in India, like I was saying, majority, or like many of the families spend majority of their savings on their children's education. So this is a huge part of the income, where they think that, okay, now let me save thousands of euros so that I can give the best education to my kid. But here you don't have to do that, right? So you get to choose which university you want, and then the education is free for you. So that's
Yeah.
a crazy advantage, I guess.
Yeah. That's the good thing of the high taxation rate
Yeah,
here in Germany.
exactly. Yeah, you can think that way. Yeah.
And aside from the taxes, you also had in your post the German social security system, which is indeed one of the best and most complete systems in the entire world. It also has its problems,
Sure.
sure.
Yeah.
But you mentioned it in your post. So can you tell us a little bit more about the German social security system?
Sure. So, I mean, for an immigrant like me, coming to the different country and knowing that there is a social security is completely out of my mind. So there is nothing like that in India. So the concept of social security is a myth in countries like India, and just to realize that, okay, there is a level of security that I have, it just gives me so much peace of mind. So I know that my health is covered. I know my if I lose a job, I will get support from the government. I know that I get reskilled as well when necessary, if and for free, so that like I'm eligible to get the jobs that are in demand. I know that when things go south with my health, I'm covered. So having this peace of mind, right? So this is super nice. And then every time when I try to tell people about why Germany and why I am living in Germany, to be honest, like this is one thing that comes on top of my mind. Because the if you think about anyone's life, these are the moments where you feel like, wow, man, my life is going south. But when you're in Germany, even in these situations, you don't have to worry too much. Because yes, when you lose a job, it's a big hurdle, and it's a big sad news for you. But still, financially, you don't have to worry too much about it. So on top of this bad news, if you also need to take care of your financial life, then just imagine the amount of pain that you go through in your life, right? So that is completely taken care of here. So that's why when yeah, this is the reason why I say that, okay, Germany, if you're thinking about Germany, just don't think about the salaries. Please do also consider these other benefits that you get. Because I know people living, and the other thing that you have to keep in mind is that the ease of visa, right? So when you are here, it's, yes, there is a bureaucratic problem that you face while you are here to get the visa. But at the end of the day, it's not that you won't get the visa and you are get departed to your deported to your home country. In the US, everyone that I know of are living in fear because they don't know when they get fired, and if they get fired within 45 days, they have to leave the country if they don't find a new job. This is not at all the case in Germany. Like if you have a
No, it's
permanent
not a lot of
residence,
time.
yeah. So you have so much time to get a new job, and this is what is super interesting of with Germany.
Yeah. A lot of expats, when they say they love living in Germany, I ask them why, because I feel it's the
Hmm.
most important question, this
Sure,
why
of course.
question.
Yeah,
And most of them, with a large margin, they say because it's safe.
yeah,
And that's, I
sure.
think, what myself being a German and many of friends or relatives being Germans, what we just don't recognize that.
No,
So don't want to paint the picture here that Germany is like the land of honey and flowers,
no,
right?
no.
And Germany takes care of everything. So certainly the pension system and the public health insurance, they have their problems, but
Yep,
at least the basic needs are covered.
taken care
If
of.
you want
Exactly.
something extra, then you have to pay for it with private solutions, but at
Mm.
least the basic needs are covered.
Are covered. Exactly, that's true. So like you rightly said, when I speak this or like share this with the German citizens, then they don't realize it because it's for
Hmm.
granted, right? Like since your beginning of your life, you have grown with all these systems, but for us it's a completely different ball game here, so we just ask ourselves many times, okay, why is Germany doing this? Because for us it's completely yeah, a luxury.
And there's other benefits too, right? So you mentioned in your post that you get a lot of vacation and
Mm,
Kindergeld and all of this, which nobody, or paternity leave or maternity
yeah,
leave,
sure.
that people maybe don't see, or they only see it once they really make use of it.
Make use of it. That's correct. Yeah. So apart from the salary, apart from the social security that, or like the social benefits that you get, like the other social benefits is all the ones that you just mentioned, right? So when you are, yeah, having a baby, like you, I think if I'm not mistaken, it's about 14 months together as a parents get the leave from the company where you also get paid for the 14 months. So it's usually what I heard is that 12 months will be taken by the wife, and then you will be taken for like 2 months, or like that's the way how many people do it seems. um, so plus when you have a child, you also get 250 euros per child from the birth until they reach about 18 or 21 years. Maybe you can correct me here
Yeah,
if I'm
depending on what they do. Yeah, if they study, I think you get it even a little bit longer, but right around that. Yeah.
right around that. So you get every month, of course, like it won't get covered each and every expense that you would be having for your child. I'm not at all again trying to say that okay, every expense is covered, but it's a support, right? Like when you know that you get 250 euros for to take care of your child, then it's a really good support that you can have in order to give the best for your child. um, yeah, so these are the other things. I think there are also many tax benefits that I know of when you have children, which I'm not at all the expert of, but I hear that if you have two children with and you're married, up until 35 or 36,000 euros you don't pay any taxes. Only after 35 36 euros 35,000 euros you pay taxes. Again, I'm not expert here. This is what I got to know from one of the like the when the research that I made. So all these benefits are hidden unless and until
Yeah.
you don't scratch the surface. You don't get to know this. So yeah, this is something that people need to know, I guess, or like
Yeah,
the
sounds
immigrants. Yeah,
about right. Because as a single person, you can make like, I think it's like 11 or 12,000 euros or
exactly.
something tax free, and then as a married couple, it would be twice as much. So then we're
Exactly.
already at like 20, 24 or something like this. And every child adds a little bit to like Kinderfreibetrag or what they
Exactly.
call
That's
it.
the
So
one. Yeah.
could I don't know the exact number, but could be very realistic. Yeah.
Okay, exactly. So this means that yeah, this tax number that you also hear, right, like which is 42% and whatnot, it
Yeah.
won't be added for this 35%, 35,000 of your income. It's only after 35,000. So this is something that you should also keep in mind.
Yeah, 42% is after 60
Yeah,
something
then
thousand,
maybe
and taxable
30.
income, not gross salary. There's a difference to it. And
Okay,
if you're married, then it's more than 125,000 taxable income or something like
okay,
this.
okay,
Before that,
got it.
you pay a lot lower than 42%.
Okay,
So people
exactly.
make a huge deal out of it,
Yeah,
but it's the tax rate actually is not that high.
exactly. So that is something that people need to understand, I guess.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And you also mentioned a really surprising statistic from Deutsche Welle that probably these benefits that you're getting, they're
Mhm.
probably going to increase because we are missing, what you wrote, 1.74 million jobs, the highest since the German reunification 30
Mhm.
years ago. That's
Mhm.
crazy.
It's crazy, right? Like this numbers is super crazy. Yeah, and it's not some random website. It's actually Deutsche Welle, which is a very credible website. Yeah, so this is a huge opportunity for people who are looking for opportunities in different parts of the world. They so apart from taxes, apart from all those topics, they need to consider this. And like we also covered in the video, in this recording, so it's not a easy walk in the park. So it's not at all the case. Yes, there are so many opportunities, but you need to stand out. Unless you don't stand out, you cannot get the jobs. That is something that you need to keep in mind. But yeah, of course, like there is a huge opportunity. And also with the aging population, if there are not many immigrants coming in, then this number will only go up and not the other direction. So that's the thing that you need to keep in mind when you are looking for opportunities in Germany.
Yeah, that's a very good point because it's not a short term trend or any
No.
anomaly or something like
Yeah,
this,
true.
because we know that everybody who's 60 now will be 61 years next year. There's nothing
Exactly.
we can all do
Cannot
about
change.
it,
Yeah.
and we know already
Mm,
from the death and the birth statistic here in Germany that
mhm.
this opportunity is only gonna go bigger and bigger over the next
Exactly.
couple of years and probably even decades.
Yeah, 100%. I think this is definitely the case. So this trend is only going up. And yeah, if you start now, if you start researching now, I think this is the right time to for you to start exploring. Or like the person who is looking for job opportunities abroad, maybe for them considering Germany, this is the right time, and there cannot be the best time.
And what you told me in September, you're starting a course to help people
Exactly. So
find a job here, right?
exactly. So we are starting in September. So that will be our first course. And then, yeah, like I said, we want to help as many people as possible to show the right direction. And this is what we are doing. So, like I said, we just have a very small registration fee for it. And then we only get the payments, or like we charge the money for the course only there after they are successful. So once they're successful, they start paying us. And that's how we have designed, because of the lot of difference in the currencies, right? So if we charge right in the beginning that huge amount, which will only make sense if we can run the course, right? We have to pay the salaries for the German employees, and that is super off. So that's why we have come up with this model, keeping in mind the how the international talents can benefit. And that's why we are starting this.
Thank you for the interview, Chandra. If people want to learn more about Destination Germany or how you can help, how can people find you?
Sure. So our website is called destinationgermany.de. So there is no gap between destination and Germany. It's just the straight name, destinationgermany.de. So this is our website, and people can check us out there. And the other way to reach out to me personally, where I'm the one who is the contact person when it comes to the international recruiting, is best way to reach out to me in LinkedIn, because I'm super active there, and my main aim is to like provide as much right information as possible to the international immigrants. And if you and the link, I think you'll be sharing in the description. So that's where also the place where they can reach out to me.